All right. Are we live? I think we are. I need to go grab a treat for my dog so she can entertain herself while we talk some House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, or Song of Ice and Fire. There you go. Nice little flavor braid for you. Alright, let's see. We got 5 people watching. What is up, everybody? Please, before we jump into this quick live stream, go follow me on social media. Twitter, _Hunts. Instagram, _Hunts_reviews. And then here on YouTube, Sir Hunts. I also have a second channel called Mr. Westeros. Please join me over there as well if you can. If you can't, that's fine. Subscribing to my main channel is the best thing you could do. Let's see. Let's switch this up a bit. Let's do that blue smoke. Then let's increase it to 100% so it doesn't look like I'm lagging. Or you know what? That may cause it. Let me see what it looks like on YouTube. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, cool. Looks good, I think. Cool. All right. I wanted to add the chat. Chat box. Where are you? There we go. Can somebody type in the chat? I guess I'll do it. Tell y'all what to do. Where the hell is the live chat? Oh. I think it's going to take a couple of messages for it to load. I'm just going to spam the chat. Oh, wait, there we go. Cool. All right, that's cool. So, yeah, feel free to talk amongst yourselves if you're watching this live. Shout out to Cody Bell. K3G92, Muhammad Akru, Delroy LML, Caramel Kush, and Dawn Marie. Thank you all for joining me. I haven't had a live stream in quite a while, and I was pretty nervous about doing this because I haven't, announced it or anything. My patrons don't even know about this, but shout out to my patrons. We're going to be doing another panel this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just chat Song of Ice and Fire. Last time we did it was really fun. It's up on my Patreon. I was going to put clips of it up here on YouTube to sort of entice people to go and join, but then I was like, nah, that's silly. If somebody wants to join, they'll join. Maybe next time I'll put clips up. There's actually a member named the North Must Remember who's going to co-host one of these live streams with me. This was kind of a spur of the moment. I have a video that I'm working on. It's a regular When's a Winner video. But I didn't feel like finishing it up this morning. I was like, man, this is dragging on. Kind of feels like I'm forcing myself to do it. So then I was like, fuck it. I'll come back to it later. Oh, and there's the cuss word. There's the demonetization. Dang it. But yeah, so I just decided to do this instead. There was some recent House of the Dragon news. I saw, was it on Reddit or was it on Twitter? Supposedly Tom Glencarney was on TikTok for his band, the Sleeping Animals or Sleepwalking Animals. And he would somebody was interviewing him, and he mentioned how he hurt his leg. He had been in a hospital all day, and I think the video clip was pretty recent. So I think maybe he might have injured himself on set. I don't know. We know his character is going to get severely burned. His character will be quite, fucked up this season. So that was some of the news. And then also, let's see, as of last night, I think, didn't it come out last night? There was a new filming location. People think it could be Dorne. Let me see. Oh yeah. Also, Redanian intelligence has reported that at the Bourne site they're filming, supposedly crew was seen carrying a burnt costume labeled Aegon. Holy crap! No pictures of it though. No images. And then also the other, main source for the last month or so, Unboxed PhD on Twitter is tweeting, some more images from inside the camp. Was that it? Not the new location. Where's the new location at? What the hell? Well, here's a clip that Redanian Intelligence has posted. And I've mentioned before, they are a Witcher fan site, but they've been covering House of the Dragon stuff. So this is the latest video from their Twitter feed. The filming of Rook's Rest. So yeah, a lot of the I would say at this point in filming, a lot of the most excited stuff has probably already been filmed indoors. Like the most exciting things, obviously meetings, first time meetings between characters. We haven't really seen nowhere near the amount of characters that we saw last season when they were filming on set. So I remember at one point when they were filming stuff for episode 7 for Laena's funeral, we saw every cast member. I don't know if that was intentional because it was before the show came out and they wanted to build hype around it. Like, hey, look, these are what these people are going to look like in costume. When you see them on screen and you see them now, it's, here's a sneak peek kind of thing. We saw the actor who plays RHAENYRA, Emma Darcy. We saw them. We saw Corliss, Steve Toussaint. We saw Daemon. We saw Viserys, the actors who played Laenor and Laena. We saw all of them out and about sort of in costume. But this season, we haven't gotten that much of it. So that tells me, most of those main characters, scenes were filmed indoors, in front of the green screen. They'll have, interpersonal dialogue. What interpersonal dialogue? It sounds legit. That sounds real. Just one-on-one type scenes where it's filmed indoors, so we don't get as many, leaks of that. But that was really exciting to see all of, the stuff that has come out so far. We've gotten a bunch of stuff going all the way back to May. We got Jaehaerys' funeral, As a matter of fact, let me do this. All right, let's talk about some of these images. This right here, first one that popped up, the wall, right? People were like, hey, that's the wall. I was guilty of it myself. But then I thought about it, and then when you zoom out, it doesn't look like it's a set big enough to be the wall. Unless they're doing a quick overhead shot, this doesn't have enough stuff built up around it. And this they've been building this now for 2 weeks, and we've not gotten any new images of them adding stuff to it. It's not big enough, in my opinion, to be the wall. I think what this is a parapet at Winterfell. The battlements or whatever. Remember when Sansa and Arya are standing there talking, and then Daenerys flies by on her dragon? Maybe it's a callback to that. Well, I guess it would be a call forward. But they're just, giving us similar shots to show you what it's like for regular northern folk who don't ride dragons when they see a magnificent creature such as a dragon. And then also a Targaryen. Usually when a Targaryen shows up, it means war. I saw this post on a Free Folk where the subreddit Free Folk, everybody knows what that is. You watching me, you know what that is. Someone had posted something about Dan and Dave in Game of Thrones giving certain characters lines that they completely made up lore-wise, right? So, for instance, what's his name? Mace Tyrell says something like, you don't want to be a Maegor the Third or whatever, and there's no Maegor the Cruel. There's no other kings named Maegor aside from Maegor the Cruel, so there's no Maegor the Third. There's just Maegor 1, Maegor the Cruel, right? The only mention that we have of someone even being named close to that was Aerion Brightflame named his son Maegor or whatever. Nothing ever came of that though, right? So the post was about how Dan and Dave made up fake lore for the Game of Thrones show with these Targaryen kings and stuff, and there's already pre-existing Targaryen kings. So why in the fuck would they do that? What was the point that I wanted to make? Damn. I took so much time to set that up, I forgot what my point was. Oh, yeah, people were saying, like, I guess the post itself was like, you remember the last time a Targaryen came up north or something like that, and it had to do with Sansa and Arya and Daenerys coming up, you know, with Jon Snow and stuff. And people were like, the last time someone came up north was Jacaerys. And then people made jokes about Jacaerys and Cregan being gay, and then they posted Brokeback Mountain memes with, like, you know, the two actors from that movie pretending to be Jason Krieger or whatever. But I think what this is defending Game of Thrones a little bit. I think what they meant was not Jace in Winterfell. That's kind of insignificant. It is big in the sense that, like, yeah, Jace goes there and signs a pact of ice and fire, but ultimately, the last time a Targaryen came up north was with Cregan when he bent the knee, right? I'm sorry, Cregan didn't bend the knee, even though Cregan kind of did. Torrent Stark, the king who knelt. Torrent Stark. I think that's what Dan and Dave were referencing there. And nobody in the comments mentioned that, and it kind of irked me. I'm like, come on, y'all think the most significant event? Like, yeah, technically the last time was Jacaerys, but we're talking about the king who knelt, Torrent Stark, the one who bent the knee to Aegon the Conqueror. That's, I think, more so. And it fits in line with the theme of it, because the North wants to be this own independent sovereign kingdom, and Daenerys wants them to bend the knees. So, like, the mentioning, like, oh, the last time a Targaryen came north, remember what happened? Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah. Let's see what the chat is. Magor the Misunderstood. Let's see. Why is the chat not popped out for me? Why can't I see the chat? There we go. John Haymaker said, Magor the Misunderstood. Baron Spear says, Olivia Cook is hot. Team Green. Yes, of course. Most of the actors, male and female on the show, are extremely attractive. That's like part of what you gotta be to be an actor. Right? You gotta be super attractive. But yes, I'm sure Olivia Cook knows that as well. She's extremely attractive. Baron Spears says, what's the point of watching the show if you're a book reader? It's more fun when you don't know things. What? Man, is that a troll comment? I'm not gonna answer that. What was the question again? What's the point of watching the show if you're a book reader? It's more fun when you don't know. Dude, that is like such a... It can be like you're an amateur troll, right? Because that's such an obvious, like, that makes you want to watch the show even more because you read the book and now you want to get to watch it on screen and see certain things that you read, right? And watch it visualized, right? But then also it could be an expert level troll because it could be so, like, obvious that you're fucking with me that I missed that point. I'm like, what? How could you not? Yeah, so good question. I'll answer it as though it's legit. What's the point of watching the show if you're a book reader? It's more fun when you don't know things. Okay, so to be fair, I did have a bunch of fun watching Game of Thrones when it came out because, before I started a YouTube channel, I didn't even know the books existed. Like, I literally just thought, oh, this is a really good show. These guys, like, I think I had some inclination, right? But I thought about it the same way I thought about Harry Potter. It's like, why the fuck would I read the Harry Potter books, aside from when I was a kid and I had to read them, when I could just watch the Harry Potter movies, right? Or why would I read the Lord of the Rings books when I could just watch the Lord of the Rings movies? So from that point, yeah, I can kind of see you saying, you know, the show's more fun when you haven't read the books, but... it's just not, it won't be the case once you read the books, we'll say that. And it is kind of fun to not know what to expect, right? Like, that was really fun for me recently watching two shows that I didn't know what to expect. One was The Last of Us. I never played those video games. Last of Us was pretty good. I thought it was kind of boring overall, like not much happened, but I think that it was like that because that's how the game is. And I remember when the game first came out, I was watching people on Twitch play it, and I'm like, this is fucking boring. Where are the goddamn zombies, right? But yeah, it surprised me because I didn't know what the plot was about, so it was fun to watch that way. And then also From, this show that I was covering, it just ended a few months ago. But, we're waiting on season 3 and stuff, the WGA strike. That show, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know anything what it was about. So it was a lot of fun watching it that way. But shows that are this complex, like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, even something like The Witcher, right? Or the Lord of the Rings series, you need some base level knowledge of the source material, just to kind of know what to expect. Maybe not for the Rings of Power show. You could watch the Lord of the Rings movies and you'd know what to expect for that show. But I feel like even though people who read the Witcher books hate the TV show, I feel like they still have more of an appreciation for the show as a whole because they understand the source material because they read it. So you can kind of see what they were trying to do or what they completely didn't do or whatever. But it still makes it more interesting. Like, you may hate the show more after you read the books, but at the very least, it makes it more interesting. You feel like you're more involved in the world. I know that's what it's like with me now. I've read A Song of Ice and Fire so many times. But anyway, this is, let me get back to the leaks here. I don't think this is the wall. I think this is a parapet for Winterfell. What do y'all think? This was posted by Unbox HD on Twitter. And then let's do another image. Let's do one more recent. That's me. Sorry, that's the thumbnail. That's a little bit too recent. Let's do this one. No, I just talked about that one in the video. Let's go back. Oh, yeah. I wanted to mention that. Okay, let me pull this out. All right, this right here. Okay, so I messed up massively the first time, right? So someone sent me some rumors on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yo, one of these wagons is going to be used to transport Rhaenys' remains, and she's going to be, like, half dead all the way back to King's Landing, and she's going to be publicly executed, right? I was like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, my God, that's nuts. What this actually is, I think, right? This is a kennel. This is a kennel right here. There are hounds in there. Can y'all see that? There are hounds. Like, you see how there's like little circles that you can kind of open up and you can look into what looks like a cage? That's how they'll feed the hounds. Maybe there's going to be a massive battle that involves dogs chasing down fleeing prisoners. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But just doesn't that look like, everybody in the chat, doesn't this look like a medieval dog wagon? Like, animal control? Does this look like a medieval animal control wagon? Let me know what you think. I feel like there's going to be dogs in there, and they're going to let them out, and they're going to chase down characters that are running, maybe fleeing from battle or something, or just being used in battle anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Delroy LMO says, how do you think Viserys III could have won the Iron Throne if he wasn't a turd? Well, there's no Viserys III. Are you saying Daenerys' brother, Viserys? He was never crowned, so he's technically not the third. He's just Viserys, the beggar king. How would he have won the Iron Throne if he wasn't? You say turd, I say misogynistic rapist. Well, I guess you can't. I guess you kind of did. Everybody does that. So yeah, if he wasn't such a, we'll say turd for short. It's actually pretty easy, right? He was Viserys, the Mad King's son. Daenerys' brother, Viserys, not Viserys III. There is no Viserys III. I just want to make that clear. But he's kind of screwed by the people around him, in the sense that no one was 100% honest with him enough for him to know that, hey, we've got kind of a plan on the back burner. We're going to marry you to Arianne Martell, right? And then the two of you guys are going to rule. We're going to use the 10,000 Spears of Dorne to put you on the Iron Throne. He was sort of kept in the dark about that part of the plan, right? And then he, trades his sister Daenerys for what he thinks is a massive army to go and take Westeros, right? But what he doesn't quite understand, even though he's told, is that the Dothraki don't give stuff. They don't just give you things, right? That's not how it works. It's like you give them something, and then a little while later, they'll gift you something, right? So it's not like a trade where, like, Viserys thought I'm trading my sister for the Iron Throne, pretty much. Like, that's what he thought. He's like, I'm going to have this army of savages that are going to go over to Westeros with me. We're going to take the Iron Throne. And then, he tells Daenerys in the books, like, oh, everybody in Westeros is waiting for us. They're waiting for us to come back and take the Iron Throne, and you'll be able to see, like, when you get there, how much people love and appreciate House Targaryen, right? So that's what Viserys thinks is happening in Westeros. Because he's denied the army, that doesn't happen, right? He ultimately ends up having himself destroyed. I mean, he's killed by Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo pours molten gold on his head. But, like, the idea of him just getting an army and then just getting to Westeros and it'll be kind of easy, like, messed with him severely, right? Just kind of explaining a bit of his back history. If he was not kept in the dark about certain things, like, hey, man, you're going to have an army. It's going to be Dorne, right? Dorne is a part of the Seven Kingdoms. You won't be seen as a foreign invader coming with the foreign army of invaders trying to steal the Iron Throne or something that was supposedly your birthright, right? Like, if he was told that, that's how he would have won the Iron Throne. Like, if he wasn't kept in the dark. Like, obviously, the situation and circumstances turned him into who he is. But if you just want... He would have had Dorne. He would have allied himself with Arya Martell, and they would have, like, conquered, or placed him on the Iron Throne. He still probably would have turned out to be, like, even if he wasn't such a turd in becoming a king, after he became king, he still would have probably turned into who he was, right? Lawrence Reed says, "What's good, dude? Nothing much. What's up?" Any updates on the snow show? No. Not yet. I will make a video on that if we do have any updates on that. Let's go back to the leaks. So yeah, chat. I didn't see anybody type this. Do y'all think that is a dog wagon? I didn't see that in my comment section. I didn't see that on Twitter. I just thought, like, this looks like a dog catching wagon, and potentially this is what it could be used for. I mean, like, there's a main entrance in the back, but these clearly look like kennels. Like, are you telling me they just, maybe, I don't know, body part wagon? It's possible. Or is it how her body is transported and using a kennel wagon is meant to humiliate? Maybe. I just don't think she'll survive that fall. I think, like, not for too long. Like, there was some information that was sent where someone said that, hey, she's actually gonna survive it, and then Sunfire's gonna eat her. And obviously, I like that idea, but that's not necessarily the case. What do y'all think of Cole's new wig? Real quick in the chat, what do y'all think of Cole's sick new wig? Now, mind you, it looks like this because the image is blurry and it's from far away. Not only is it blurry, but it's also from far away. Baron Spears says, I think it's the wagon they will transport Melee's head with. It's possible. I think that as well. Riley Rain says Ravens in the wagon. Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point. Let's go back to that real quick. Sorry, give me a second to find it. There's been a lot of images. This is a different one, but it's the same. It's just the side of that wagon. It's possible. I don't think, although in canon, ravens aren't kept in they're not kept in a wagon like this. They're kept in a cage. And, like, maesters always have ravens near them. Like, maesters' robes are always, every maester almost, their robes are covered in raven shit. Or, poop. Bird poop. That's not true. Not every maester, but most maesters. Like, there's always an imagery of a maester with the raven sitting on his arm or something. That's a good guess. That's better than my dog guess. I thought dogs. But here's the thing. Why wouldn't the ravens be able to see? Like, why don't they want the birds to be able to see what's going on? I guess you could just say, oh, it's just something they made for the show. They just designed it this way, I guess. I thought, yeah, Prisoner's Wagon 2, John Haymaker. Could also be a dog wagon. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, let's go back to... Let's go back to... Where was it? Where is it? Oh, man, I lost the Cole. Cole with his hairs. Oh, there he is. So yeah, chat. What do y'all think about Cole's hair? My hair looks crazy. And you know what, too? It's like the smile. He's got like a little bit of a smirk. Hello, my name's Kristen Cole, and I'm here to destroy the armies. You know, he kind of looks like, in this image, a little bit, kind of looks like Sacha Baron Cohen. Anybody else getting a little bit of Borat vibes? No? My wife, hello. That's my Borat impression. As a teenager, I would be quoting the lines. I haven't seen that movie in like 10 years. Hello, the pen is blue. Not! Oh, man, that's so hilarious. Remember when he's trying to take driver's tests or whatever? And the guy's like teaching him sarcasm or something like this? Or something like, whatever, I don't know. He's like in the car, he's like, you fucking my wife! And motherfucker, I eat your shit. I'm already demonetized, who cares? Today's actually payday from YouTube anyway. And this is the biggest paycheck I've gotten since House of the Dragon was on. I made $700 last month. Fucking killing it for YouTube. So I'm excited and I'm in a good mood. That's why I decided to do this anyway. Like to do this live stream. Aside from not wanting to work on the When's the Winter video. What was I just about to say? There was something else that was funny. Oh yeah, there was a viral video of these two Indian dudes cursing each other out, and they're having a hard time like cursing at each other in English, so they keep saying the same thing. They're like, "You bloody motherfucker! You fucking bloody fucker! Bloody this! Bloody bastard! You bloody bastard!" It's hilarious. I don't know. Sir Hunt's is random. All right, so yeah, Cole, sick hair, dude. Super sick. I love it. He looks like he's ready to destroy some dragons. And this is actually dope right here. This is, Rook's Rest is going to be nuts. You see every single person there? Those are all people. It's not CGI. And there's going to be CGI added on top of this, right? This is like, that's probably like maybe 200 people. I don't know. The video was kind of blurry. Super excited. This is all for Rook's Rest and then potentially... maybe the Battle of the Burning Mill, a little bit of, I don't think it's the Battle of the Honey Wine, but remember there's a battle where Daeron gets his name, and that's going to be probably one of the battles that's shown. At least I would think that would be the perfect introduction for his character. Let's see. That way it kind of makes it look like he's been busy, like, you know, doing stuff, and that's why he wasn't in King's Landing when his daddy died. All right, so this right here, this is pretty interesting. I want to talk about this. I saw some people in my comments section mention how these things right here on the top of these trees. Okay, so I was initially sent this image along with 3 or 4 others by a user named Chloe Batty on Instagram. They don't follow me or anything. It's just a random person that lives by where they're filming at, and they were walking, and were like, yo, let me take some pictures. They send them to me and then also to Redanian Intelligence. But anyway, you look at the top right here. People were mentioning that those kind of look like cannons or fire, something that, like, the tree is clearly fake as hell. The trees are super fake, right? And the person who sent me this, Chloe Batty, they mentioned that, like, supposedly this was a crash site, right? Like, this was a second crash site, because we have images, and I'll show it here in a second. We have images of another crash site. It's very clear that that's what it is, right? So it's a big divot hole in the ground with, like, dirt. sort of piled up around it, and then you have all these snapped trees. It looks like something fell through the skyline, crashed through the canopy of the trees, and then bam, landed there. Danny, you can't do that. You can't do that. You're too big. Back up. She likes to sniff my balls. Well, you do that so much. I know I need to take a shower, but come on. Oh, yeah, by the way, shout out to J Fox Art. Right? Oh, come on. All right, hang on. Let me put her up. Come on. You got your food and you're not finished. Go take a nap, baby girl. Go take a nap, baby girl. Oh, shit. Shout out to J Fox Art, my buddy J Fox. I tagged him in my Instagram stories. Go follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing artist. I don't do camera in my videos, so this doesn't get shown as often, but it's being shown right now. Go follow J Fox Art. Order some art from him. This is fucking amazing. Also, if you want close-ups, check my Instagram and my Twitter. And then also shout out to Baked Ape over there in the UK. It's a UK clothing company. I got some fans over there in the Baked Ape, and they sent me a bunch of gear back around Christmas time. And also, you can't see it, but there's a sign over there that says "Beware of the Dragon" that was given to me by Mixed Queen Destiny Phillips 420, who I do not see in the chat, who I'm extremely disappointed in, because you're supposed to be here. I've been live for 30 minutes. Destiny, you should already been here. Also, she was late as shit to the Skype meeting. She was 30 minutes late to the Skype meeting. You're supposed to be my #1 fan. You're making me look bad. Destiny. But anyway. So yeah, what do y'all think? Do y'all think these are some sort of fire device on top of these? I'm trying to make it as big as I can. To me, it looks like, you know how when you put a flag on your mailbox, like the flag, the little holder that you would attach to your mailbox to put the flag in. That's kind of what those look like to me. People in our comment section were saying they look like cannons that would like blast flame a certain direction, like fire cannon heads. I mean, it's possible. Maybe the tops of the trees are lit on fire, and those are torch holders. So like it holds a little real flame or something, and then it's added in more so with CGI later. So I don't know. I'm reaching, but let's show let me show the other crash site that this kind of went along with. That actually came out a little while ago, so it may take me just a second here. There we go. All right, so let's see. There we go. Big hole. Yeah, the image is the same size as the last one. Well, thank you for that. All right. Oh my God, it's so big. That's what she said. I've been watching The Office for the past 3 days, and let me tell you, I love that series. Like, they took it off of Netflix, and I was slacking. I stopped watching it, but I found, holy shit, we got a super chat. Hang on, let me make that disappear. We got a super chat up in here from a username, the Sundowners Club. Thank you so much for that. They said, gotta send some support to Sir Hunts. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That is a lovely surprise. Thank you very much. I guess I'm doing good. I guess I don't completely suck ass. I'm just kidding. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I usually will say the amount of it and be like, thank you. That's a big. But then I saw a YouTuber that I'm a fan of. They were doing a live stream, and they mentioned how it's kind of tacky to mention the amount that it is. So I don't know if it is, but either way, thank you. This is the amount that it is. Thank you. That's huge. Thank you. I'm learning etiquette. I don't know. I feel like, to me, in my opinion, it's not tacky. It's like, yo, thank you. Appreciate it, right? But to some people, it may be tacky. I don't know. Let's move on. Thank you for that, the Sundowners Club. I really do appreciate that. Is there a way to pin the comment or something? Because it didn't show up on the chat over here. That's weird. Let me try to refresh it. Let's do it and pop up. Well, thank you for that, Sundowners Club. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, so this is the secondary crash site, and then when you look up at the top, none of the trees around the side really show any of those like flag holder looking thing or torch holder looking things. But it's so clearly a crash site. Look at all these dang broken trees. There was actually another image that kind of was more zoomed out. Hang on, let me find that for you guys. Where was it? Here we go. So yeah, something clearly is gonna come hurtling through the trees, break it all down, and land. Break all the canopies from the top of the tree line down is what it looks like, in my opinion. Now, what's interesting is that, like, if Tom Glenn-Carney... You know what? I could just show you all the clip. This was posted on the House of the Dragon subreddit. It was from a TikTok. I think it was from a... Okay, so the TikTok account is Amons_Scar. So y'all can hear it, but that's... Hang on, let me move this. Shit, fucking hell, it's your boy, Tom Glenn-Carney. I'm the fucking king of the Seven Kingdoms, yeah? I'm just kidding, doesn't sound like that. But listen to him. Wait. So that's what y'all need to know. He shaves his nuts before... What? I didn't listen to this before. I just heard the part about the broken leg. What? What the fuck was he talking about, shaving his nuts? Okay, so that's the part that I heard. He said, I've been in the hospital all day, you cheeky bitch, I guess? I don't know. Cheeky fucker, maybe? I don't know.
Since you're here, hi.
Don't say since you're here. I've been in hospital all day, you cheeky bitch.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
What's the part about shaving his nuts?
Tom, do you shave your head before gigs for good luck?
No. No, I don't. But I shave it for him. I do shave it before I get
Who the fuck is the guy at the top? We shave it for him.
A great ritual.
Alright, I'll have to watch that later. I can't hear what they're saying. It like cuts in and out. But yeah, that was supposedly he was at the hospital all day. He got injured performing some stunts. And then you combine that with what Redanian intelligence has said, right? Where they didn't show any pictures, which is not like them. They usually have pictures for it. They said supposedly crew were seen carrying a burnt costume labeled Aegon. So if this is the case, oh wait, what? Vote the Bloodless says, yep, wait, he cut a nut. Is that why? Maybe he was at the hospital for shaving his nuts. Maybe he got too close. I don't know. No, I think they were just joking around. But he made it seem like he was at the hospital, and I guess people ran with that. I don't know. I feel like I've been duped. I don't know if he actually hurt his leg or whatever. But yeah, that would be really cool to get the picture of that costume. So I would imagine if the reports are true and they really were carrying something that was Aegon's costume that was burnt, it's probably like a mass of fused metal, like melted metal that's like fused to his surroundings, right? So you probably have like his armor, which is going to be really cool to see. Like even melted would look dope as hell, right? But then maybe like it has to be taken there because it weighs so much, right? And then he gets put in it, and then they film the scene, and he's laying there in the dirt, and like it's at that crash site, and it's gonna take several takes. So they probably maybe he hurt himself trying to film this. I don't know. But yeah, that sounds pretty interesting to say the least. Burnt armor. Like we all expected that, but the fact that it's like its own prop, maybe they're gonna do it proper justice, yeah. Sir Hunts is on TikTok. I have a TikTok thing for my channel, but not really. I go on there to look at asses and titties. That's why I use TikTok like an adult. I use it just to jerk off. Like, I mean, what else? I'm not gonna like I post stuff for my YouTube channel there, to be completely honest, for sure. But like, I mainly use it for research purposes. Who I'm going to add new for OnlyFans subscription. I gotta find them on TikTok first. Just kidding. Actually, no, I'm not. Who cares? Let's see. The next image we want to discuss. This is pretty cool. I kind of mentioned this before. Eddie Erie, who played, I'll get this, a goddamn Hightower before, is back. Remember Tower of Joy? Jon Snow walks up. One of the dudes is Sir Arthur Dayne. He's a dual-wielding menace. In the books, Arthur Dayne is not dual-wielding. He just has... He has Dawn... He has a really badass sword, but it's not Valyrian steel. It's meteorite, right? Dawn is the name of it. Starfall is the home of it. But basically, ancient Danes, before House Dayne was formed, the first Dane followed a falling star to the location of Starfall, and then the rock that landed there, he forged the sword Dawn out of. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, Gerald Hightower is the dude who's sitting next to him. He's known as the White Bull. He's the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. When Ned Stark shows up at the Tower of Joy to take Lyanna back, this dude's there. Eddie Erie's there. But he's coming back. He's going to be playing... I think he's going to be playing Ormond Hightower. It's Daeron's cousin. Technically, Alicent's cousin. So Daeron's like second cousin or some crap. But Ormond is the dude... it looks like he films when they're... it looks like he was seen when they're filming Rook's Rest stuff. And then also, he's going to be in battle with Daeron. It's going to be Battle of the Honeywine. That's where Daeron gets his name, the Daring. We don't actually know if this dude is playing Ormond. I just assume he is. His armor looks pretty ornate compared to some of the other characters. Of course, this image isn't the one that I'm referring to. There's an image of him that's pretty close up. Came out quite a while back. Just give me a second. I'll be able to find it here. Okay, I guess where is it? Oh, you know, it's probably in the folder. Shout out to this guy. Shout out to this dude right here. Just want to say shout out to Ryan Condal. You did it, man. You single-handedly saved the Game of Thrones universe. Obviously, George. But wouldn't have been possible without you, dude. Where the fuck is that picture? Let's talk about this. What do y'all think happens here? I'll try to find that image of who I think is Ormond, but Eddie Erie. It's not as important as me wasting this much time looking for it. But yeah, let's talk about this. What is this? What happens here? This is a bloody bastard? No, this is a bloody... Oh, man, I wish everybody watching this had seen that clip of those the Indian dudes going at each other. That is hilarious. They're struggling to insult each other in a language that they're not familiar with. It's so hilarious. But yeah, this was an image that we saw came out a few months ago. It was attached with Corlys's ship here. Let me add this other one. Sorry, it's going to take me a second. This image came out alongside these images. And, like, there's windows broken on the ship. I don't know if y'all can see that. Put this under the chat box. There's windows broken on the ship. And they weren't previously broken when the ship was first put together. Right? So you can very clearly see that as a Velaryon sigil. Right here. And the ship has been through a small skirmish. Very clearly, when you combine that along with this other image that we have of what makes it more clear. Give me a second. Wait, did I lose that one? Daggit nabbit. I thought I had it. I guess not. Either way, it looks very clear that there's some sort of battle that happened when they're filming this outside of the Leavesden studio. Shout out Dennis Sorensen. Hey, let me do a real quick shout out to everybody that's here now. Shout out to the Sundowners Club, Riley Rains, Kavoth the Bloodless, John Haymaker, Dennis Sorensen, Delroy LML, Diku Ujiha, and AVR. And everybody else that's watching, that's not necessarily commenting. But, yeah, so this, I feel like this, what's happening in these images is a battle, potentially. A small skirmish that could be shown involving maybe Corlys takes a ship of men to go and help defend Rhaenys Rook's Rest. And this ship becomes battered because of that. The entire area up top has that blue screen tape, as you can see. So there may be some sort of either weapon mounted up here, or some explosion, or fire everywhere, right? Like, something's going on. Like, clearly the ship's not in the ocean, so they're going to need to pretend there's water all the way around it. But that's actually on the deck, right? So it wouldn't make sense for them to be like, oh yeah, this is an onboard swimming pool or something. Like, clearly something happens up here. And I want to know what it is. I think maybe, like I said, it could be the Rook's Rest thing. Like, it just makes sense where Corlys would go and defend his wife. Like, he's not just going to let his wife, not that, I mean, she's a grown woman, you can't really let her go do anything. But it just doesn't make sense for how much his character loves his wife to just be like, hey, no, go all willy-nilly, go off the Rook's Rest, go fight, defending Rhaenyra's claim. Like, it makes sense if she jumps the gun and leaves early, and then Corlys leaves with the ship afterwards, and maybe he tries to fight his way to get to Rhaenys. Maybe he sees Rhaenys go down, and then he tries to fight his way to go and get to her, and in the process, his ship is badly damaged. They attack people that, you know, are on his ship or something. Like, it's possible. Maybe one of the dragons doubles back. Maybe Corlys and Rhaenys leave together, and Rhaenys is flying on her ship across the flying on her dragon across the Blackwater Bay while Corlys goes with his ships, right? And then when they get there, they're attacked, and, like, you know, this, whatever is happening in these two images happens, right? I don't know. Covette Bullis says, hit the like button. He's a knight after all. Yes, please, slap a like on this live stream if you enjoy it. I'll try to do these once a month. Once a month is not a big commitment. So it should be pretty easy for me to continue to do that. I hadn't done one in like 2 months, so I figured it was long overdue. Let's see. And then another image. I still can't get over Cole's hair. I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. Let's talk about this Vhagar head. So, let me bring up the Caraxes head as well. So yeah, like, these were used on set to sort of act as stand-ins. Like, supposedly the Caraxes head that was shown was like as a place marker for Melees. Like, they didn't have one made for Melees. But I don't really know. I'm thinking, like, maybe for the actors to, like, get extra scared, they could hold these above the camera and be like, okay, the dragon's coming in now, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about film or anything like that to know what the heck these would be used for. You know, like, they used them, like I said before, at the Vhagar scene and stuff to kind of show the actor an idea of, I guess, where to touch the dragon's head at, maybe. But I'm not sure. Like, they're clearly not just going to CGI on the rest of the dragon's body with the head being right there, right? So I don't know. Anybody who's watching this in the chat, let me know. Or if you're watching this afterwards, let me know what you think these heads were used for. It's kind of interesting that they're not bigger, you know? If it's just the head and it's just for stand-in, why not make it lifelike, like the actual size of the dragon's head? I guess it would be too big at that point, but for a close-up shot, maybe, but the close-up's all done CGI. Like, you're not going to have a still prop head and then close-up on that, because it'll look lifelike. Maybe it's for the camera crew or something. I don't know. Riley Rain says, I'm eager to see the battle armor of our dragon riders in Rhaenyra's banner. Yeah, we actually have images of Rhaenyra's banner. I think I actually used those in a recent video. Speaking of armor, still the best armor I've ever seen. Ever. Like, hands down. There were people that were talking crap like, oh, why isn't he wearing a closed face mask? Because you wouldn't be able to see his face. At least they're wearing helmets. Like, you don't understand. Jon Snow did not wear a helmet the entire time. Entire time he was on screen. And that's just not safe. He probably wouldn't have had his face ripped off by the damn Orell's eagle if he was wearing a helmet. I thought I had pulled up images of Rhaenyra's banner because we've actually seen it during the filming process. Hang on a second. Oh wait, that was the last video. Yeah, this is Rhaenyra's banner. This came out during the leaks. Pretty dope. Kind of plain. Looks like it's a chainmail background. And obviously we saw Aegon's standard in episode 9. The knights riding through the city. They're holding, like when they're riding into the dragon pit, rather, they're holding his flag, and it's golden dragon on a green field. Looks like something similar to that. Maybe not quite golden dragon, but a golden-ish dragon, like a yellowish dragon. The green. So her banner isn't black. Well, it is black. Also, this is just an image of like some banners that were around her camp. We don't know if this is her traditional or like, you know, her standard bearer or whatever. Like when they're going into battle, if this is what her standard bearer would carry, or if it would be like the cross arms, like where she has, you know, House Velaryon sigil, her mother Aaron sigil, and then her own Targaryen sigil on top of that. I just don't think that that's the case. So we're coming right up on that hour point. Again, shout out to the Sundowners Club for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who's joined us. Real quick, everybody who is typing in the chat. Bushmaster, Diku Ujiha, John Rod, Sita, Wayne. Thank you all so much for joining me. I just did an hour and like 20-minute video. It's just a reaction to episode 9. But that was a lot of fun. When I was recording that, I wanted to record that because I remember thinking like episode 9 was one of my least favorite of season 1. And the only reason being is because the changes they took from book canon. The episode itself I enjoyed, but remember, we had a fresh episode of House of the Dragon every week coming out. So when you stack that against 7 other episodes of complete fire, right? No question, not that many questionable writing choices. And then you have episode 9, and then it coming off of episode 8, the best of the season. It's like it was hard for 9 to find a place in fans' hearts. But now the hype from season 1 has died down, and I'm just watching it as a fan of Game of Thrones, as a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire, and the episode actually stands out a lot. I thought it was better after watching it. Like, I've seen it on my watch-throughs, but I usually kind of, like, fall off, like, I'll not pay as much attention during that episode, but when I was reacting to it, all of my sole focus was on that episode, so it was, like, enjoying it, watching it with you guys. So that was a lot of fun. That's on my Patreon. You can join for, like, $5. Consider checking that out if you want some more content. Otherwise, you know, expect the normal 2 to 3 videos a week here on YouTube of House of the Dragon leaks and Song of Ice and Fire content. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Today's Monday, so maybe this made your Monday go by. I don't know. All right, love you. Thank you for watching. Love you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I mean, I do, but I don't know who you guys are. I don't know who y'all are. All right. Trying to be funny, but end up coming off as